I used to believe love was built quietly, on shared coffee cups, on unpaid bills, on dreams whispered at 2 a.m. when the future felt close enough to touch. Her name was Claire Whitman. We met when we were both nobody. I was 24, broke, stubborn, and building a software consulting startup from my bedroom in Dayton, Ohio. She was finishing her MBA, buried under student loans, terrified of ending up average. We didn't have money, but we had ambition. Or at least, I thought we shared it. Claire loved to say she believed in me. "I don't care if you're rich," she once told me, tracing circles on my chest. "I just want stability." I believed her. For 4 years, I worked 14-hour days. I skipped holidays. I missed birthdays. I turned down offers to sell my company early because I believed in building something real. Claire waited, at least on the surface. But waiting costs patience, and patience runs out when someone else arrives in a luxury car. His name was Ethan Blackwell, 42, hedge fund background, clean suits, private jet smile, the kind of man who shook hands like he already owned you. He was a board member at Sterling Dynamics, the regional logistics tech company where Claire worked after graduation. I knew him as a name. She knew him as opportunity. I didn't realize it at first. The late nights increased, the phone locked more often, the way she stopped asking about my company. Then one evening she sat across from me at our kitchen table, candlelit, calm, almost rehearsed. "I need security," she said. I smiled. "We're almost there." She didn't smile back. "I mean, now." 3 weeks later, she moved out. 3 months later, she married Ethan Blackwell. I watched the wedding photos online. Private vineyard, designer dress, a diamond ring that cost more than my yearly revenue at the time. She looked radiant. I looked invisible. And that should have been the end. But karma doesn't work on clocks. It works on timing. Heartbreak doesn't always make you cry. Sometimes it makes you quiet. I didn't rage. I didn't beg. I didn't stalk her social media after the first month. I deleted everything. Instead, I worked. I sold my original startup for a modest amount, not life-changing, but enough to breathe. Then I moved to Austin, Texas. No announcements, no posts, no explanations. That's where I built Axiom Bridge, an back-end logistics optimization platform powered by predictive AI, something Sterling Dynamics desperately needed but never managed to build internally. I knew their weaknesses. I'd studied them when Claire used to complain about her work. Irony has a sense of humor. For 7 years, I stayed invisible. No interviews, no conferences, no LinkedIn thought leadership posts. I hired quietly, expanded carefully, acquired competitors silently. By the time Axiom Bridge reached 9 figures in valuation, no one associated it with my name. It was intentional, because revenge doesn't announce itself. Meanwhile, Claire lived the life she wanted, or at least the life she displayed. Trips to Monaco, charity galas, board luncheons, articles calling her a rising executive wife. She didn't need to work anymore. Ethan made sure of that, but he also made sure she stayed dependent. I would later learn that he controlled every asset in his name. She had luxury, not freedom. Sterling Dynamics looked strong from the outside. Inside, it was rotting. Their tech was outdated, their logistics predictions were inefficient, their contracts were bleeding money. Ethan Blackwell knew this. That's why, quietly, he began looking for buyers. Not sellers. Buyers. That's when Axiom Bridge entered the conversation. Through intermediaries, through shell entities, through lawyers who didn't know who they truly represented. I watched every step. Sterling needed capital fast. Their stock price was slipping. Investors were nervous. Ethan needed an exit before the collapse became public. And I wanted something more than profit. I wanted closure. The deal was structured carefully. Majority acquisition, board restructuring, executive review, and one final clause. All executive spouses employed by Sterling Dynamics would be subject to ethics and conflict review. Claire had recently accepted a consulting role there. She didn't know who was buying. Neither did Ethan. The boardroom was glass-walled and cold. Claire walked in confidently, dressed perfectly, hair flawless.
Her smile
She laughed
collapsed,
with the board members.
not dramatically,
She didn't see me
but
at
subtly,
first. I
like
was
a
seated at
building
the far
realizing
end.
its foundation
Older,
was gone.
calmer,
I didn't
sharper.
say her name.
When I
I
stood,
didn't need
the
to.
room went silent.
Good morning,
She
I said.
recognized me
I'm
instantly.
Daniel Harper, managing partner of Axiom Bridge. As of today, Sterling Dynamics is under new ownership. Her hand trembled. Ethan arrived late. When he saw me, his expression changed, but not with recognition, with calculation. He shook my hand. Pleasure. I smiled. The pleasure is strategic. The meeting was professional, polite, surgical. Then came the review phase. Claire was dismissed from the room for conflict evaluation. She looked back at me once. That look wasn't anger. It was fear. Ethan's world unraveled quickly. The acquisition uncovered irregularities, misreported earnings, hidden debt, risk exposure Ethan never disclosed. He'd planned to walk away rich. Instead, he was facing lawsuits. And Claire? She discovered the truth the way many people do, too late. The prenup gave her lifestyle, not ownership. The assets weren't hers. The protection protected him, not them. When Ethan froze accounts to protect himself, Claire lost access to everything. She tried to contact me. I didn't answer. Not out of cruelty, out of completion. Because revenge doesn't need conversation. It needs consequence. Weeks later, I agreed to meet her. Not privately. In my office. She sat across from me, smaller than I remembered. I didn't know, she said. I thought he loved me. I nodded. He loved control. She cried. I didn't interrupt. I loved you once, she whispered. I believed her, and that's what made it tragic, not evil. I didn't destroy your life, I said gently. I simply stopped protecting it. She asked if I planned this for revenge. I thought for a moment. No, I said. I planned it for growth. Karma just followed. She left quietly. So did the past. Axiom Bridge restructured Sterling Dynamics. Jobs were saved. Corruption removed. Efficiency restored. Ethan settled lawsuits quietly. Claire moved away. I never checked where, because revenge isn't about watching someone fall. It's about standing tall where they once looked down on you. And sometimes the loudest echo is silence.